Hello, this is Positive Vibes Enterprise. I'm Tom Goodwin. This is Michelle Ronquillo.
Hello, everybody.
And the subject today is indomitability. Indomitability is a tongue twister.
Yeah.
But you have to be indomitable to handle it, which is what the whole subject is about. You need a word like that to get yourself in the right mood. And the reason that subject comes up is so often I will find people that will, this happened to me, or somebody else did it to me, and, my heart is broken. I don't know, it's almost like it's a sad story.
I can't go on. Life is too hard.
And you see, I always have the approach is I will overcome. I will figure out a way to get stronger, I'm not going to have the world push me around. I'm not going to have people do me in. It's just not going to happen because I'm going to figure out a way to overcome these obstacles. I'm not going to be acting like the obstacles will dominate me. And the word indomitability does have the word dominating as part of its root. So.
Right. The strength that it takes also comes from your self-esteem. You have to know you can do it. You have to feel that you can do it. You have to be in training of what you're trying to do, being focused of your mission and your goals. And when resistant, and me and Tom were talking about it once again, resistant energy, it feels very heavy. It's a low energy, but it's just so like you're walking in a pool. It literally can drag you down and try to take you under and try to say, oh, the life is too hard. No, you have to be tough. You have to be invincible and unstoppable and motivated in your own goals and missions to succeed.
You have to have that resilience, and it comes from practice.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And that's why you do the type of training and everything to get to practice. Now, when you have dreams at night, a lot of times you're going to have all kinds of challenging dreams. You get dreams to have to do with emotions. And it's keeping yourself emotionally on top of things and not letting emotion get the better of you, which makes you have that indomitability, that ability to keep going. And in dreams, that's what you deal with. You have all these images that come as a result of the emotions you're picking up on from the spiritual realm. And then what you do is you have an indomitable approach if you want to be successful in dealing with dreams. It says, I don't care what obstacles I run into in my dreams. I will fight and I will overcome it. And if I wake up because something seems to be getting the better of me, I will overcome it because I woke up. That's the approach you're supposed to have. And that's what comes with life, too.
Yeah. In the spiritual, emotions are not fact. Somebody wonderful had told me that in the midst of looking at emotion and chaos. However, there is wonderful things that you get out of emotion because it is the key of spirituality. However, it is not fact. You need to plug in the logic to what you're feeling. So in doing that, you always have to balance. You always have to remember you have to be in charge of those emotions coming in so it doesn't get the better of you. You're controlling it by plugging in the logic, plugging in the reason, plugging in the strength, plugging in the activating things that are going to switch those negatives and those release that Tom were talking about in the dreams. Those are release things. Those are release emotions. Those are things that you need to plug in the spiritual to see what is factual, what is clarity, what do you need to take in and plug into going forward and evolving.
And I always say the emotions power the spiritual, but the emotions are sort of like an agent to make things happen, and what's supposed to make things happen on is the physical or the concrete reality we exist in. So the facts have to do with the concrete reality the emotion is working on. So what counts is what the emotions are able to do.
Yes, in
And
action,
in other
creativity.
words, the emotions themselves aren't the results. They're just an agent.
That's
And
right.
it's the results that count. The agent, it could be capable of handling the emotions, helps you to be able
Extreme
to.
emotions.
Well, that's what that's what I trained for. That's what I've trained for all my life, to be able to handle emotions.
And if you can picture, the most out of control emotional state that you have been in, and then think back about how wonderful it would be to have clarity in those chaotic moments. Just that one instant where you're like, oh my gosh, I cannot stop with this emotion. It just keeps going on and won't stop. It goes into depression. It goes into imbalances in the body. The mental and the things that you think of literally control a lot of the way that you perceive things in your emotional state. So if you put in the clarity in those emotions, you can get a glimmer and a stance on where you need to change to not be depressed, to not dwell, to not have the normal negative things that you do, and be invincible and go into indomitability.
And one of the things
You're unstoppable.
one of the things that happens with training is you learn to not get fixated on the emotions and how rough they are. You get more fixated on action, on doing. In other words, you're always saying, I am overcoming
That's
this.
a great point.
I am meditating. I am taking on this emotion. Now, this may be something I don't see the other side of, but that does not matter. I don't have to see the other side of it, because as long as I keep plugging and plugging and plugging and never give up into my last breath, keep going.
Action.
I will, overcome the situation. Now, that doesn't mean that you get stubborn and you take on a situation that is really kind of impossible, because you have to be able to adjust your goals and be flexible and be realistic. In other words, if something isn't working, you have to have the reason. You have to figure out, I have to take a change of course. If I keep going in this direction, the storm's going to keep getting rougher and rougher and rougher, and I'm not going to get anywhere. So I'm going to take a change of course so that it will work better.
Yeah, adjustments, variables in your own life. What's working for you, what's not working for you. Unplug for the things that are not working. Plug in more of the things that are working. Actions. Man, when you get depressed, when you get sad, when you get into that, oh, poor me, what's going on? If you turn your world into actions to fix it, exercise, start doing training, start eating better, start making lists of all the good things you do, look at the positive things and the outlets in your life, it begins to expand your spirit. It begins to expand your energy, and then you stop doing those negative things that hurt your body. You don't want it anymore. You feel like you want to thrive in the positive side of healing, the positive side of training, the positive side of life.
And the thing is, the reason why we're talking about adjustability is people tend to sometimes get on a sort of addictive course in which they get stuck in a particular pattern. And what do they say? When you keep doing the same thing over and over again, it's not working. What does that say about you?
Expecting different results.
Yeah, there we go.
It's insanity.
And so that's one of the things, and that's why you've got to be careful getting too stuck.
Yeah.
In other words, you got to have your eyes wide open and searching every possibility. You can't get caught up. I will not accept these possibilities. I only accept this possibility, and I'm going to go and go and go and go, and then you find the possibility you chose was not the lousy choice, and you can end up not getting anywhere. In other words, you just keep spinning your tires until you dig a big hole and you can't get out of it.
Yeah. So what do you do in that case, Tom?
You change your course.
Change the course. Yes.
Yeah. So
different direction.
You might have to put a few pebbles
and
stones in the hole you dug yourself in and gradually get yourself out. But you do definitely have to take a different course. But that's the whole thing is not.
Does that make you invincible? I think it does. When you can change your course, when you don't have to be like settling for the same routine, like just hurting yourself over and over and over again.
And you have to know this, like on the job training, you keep changing your course and making adjustments. You're going to figure things out eventually,
quick.
And you're going to move in a positive direction. And the best direction is it's usually a pretty tricky direction. You've got to be really creative and look at all the possibilities. It's not easy to go the best direction because life is complicated.
And it hurts. And it sucks.
But the idea is not to worry about that so much. Just do and continue because you know that the world is set in a way that it actually works. And all you have to do is figure it out, and it will work for you.
And make lemonade with lemons.
In other words, the world is not insane or crazy. It's just the people in it that sometimes are. But the world actually works in a very reasonable, logical way, and it will work for you. But you just have to figure out the puzzle, and it's not bad that it's a puzzle because
it's fun. We like puzzles.
Puzzle train the mind. That's how you avoid senility and Alzheimer's disease.
Keep going. Keep thinking. Critical thinking. Always, always match.
And the mind can do incredible things.
And trust the gut. Every day, there's something new every day that you can find and learn from. You have to trust the gut of what those things are and break out of the comfort zone and dive into the unknown. Because those unknown things are usually where there's lessons and blessings and wonderful things like, wow, where did that come from?
Well, you have to go in a different direction than other people if you want to develop something special.
Yeah.
You're not going to get something special from following the same old stuff all over again.
Well, yeah, that's true. We say that all the time, don't we, Tom?
Of course.
We do.
So, things take time, and then the future is always coming on us, but you don't want to take on too much of the future. That's what I was saying today. You only take on as much as you can handle at the moment.
Yeah.
And sometimes the future, all you can handle is the next minute or the next couple of minutes.
Believe me, I've been in a place where I only could take one breath at a time. That is as far as I can.
That's when a crisis, in a time to crisis, that's the way it is.
That's the way it is. However, I was very strong. I was totally determined to get out of it.
And when I'm doing the type of training in which I only can deal with 1 minute or 10 seconds at a time, what I say to myself, time goes by too fast. Yeah. Now I got to slow down. This is great because everybody's thinking how they wish they had more time. Well, when time goes slow like that, you appreciate you can actually slow down time and make the most of time by dealing with it minute by minute when you have that capacity.
Breath by breath.
Little by little, piece by piece, breath by breath, we will overcome. We are indomitable.
That's it.
And that's the subject for today.
Unstoppable. And we will always fight the resistant energies that will try to stop us and bring us down. Not us.
This is Positive Vibes Enterprise, and we are indomitable.
Subscribe, please.
But we need your help.
We need all of you. Join us.
Because because a lot of times being indomitable requires working with other people.
Yes.
And we're all for that. We're not into being isolationists. We definitely need other people.
We're glad you're here.
And the more people bring new insight, a new approach. Everybody has something different to offer, and
keep watching.
I'm not a superhero, can do everything all by myself.
Wait. I've seen his cape.
No, but anyway, I feed off of other people, and they feed off of me, and that's the way the world works. And we need more people as part of this organization because we need positive vibes to spread. in a world that badly needs it. We need an indomitable energy to transform this world into the place we deserve to live in.